the doctor asked. No, Sandy paused. Not yet. You have a lot of important decisions to make, Dr. Brazelton said, closing his folder. If you want to talk to me about anything, call Patricia and tell her you want an appointment. Tears stung Sandy's eyes again. The doctor patted her on the shoulder. Sandy saw him glance at her mother. Julie, that goes for you and Bob, too. Thanks, her mother mumbled. Outside the office, Sandy opened the passenger side door of the car and shifted her cheerleading outfit to the back seat. Embroidered on the uniform front were 4 stars, signifying the number of years she'd been on the varsity squad. You won't be needing that, her mother said as she started the engine. But Friday night is the Caldwell County game, Sandy protested. As long as I don't do any stunts, there's no reason why I can't cheer. And Brad and I are going out with a group for pizza after the game. I told him before I left school today that we need to hang out with other people instead of always being off by ourselves. You should have thought about that 8 weeks ago. Sandy didn't answer. She was guilty and without excuse. Do you remember the talk we had about premarital sex? Her mother asked as she backed out of the parking space. Yeah, when I was 14. When did you decide to forget about it? Sandy stared out the window and didn't answer. They turned onto Campbell Street and passed her father's insurance agency. A sign in front of the 1-story red brick building read Lincoln Insurance Services. Are you really going to make me quit cheerleading? Sandy asked in a subdued voice. Did you hear what Dr. Brazelton said about big decisions? Yes, ma'am. That's not one of them. Not sure what her mother meant, Sandy kept her mouth shut during the remainder of the short drive home. Her mother pulled into a garage that a previous owner had added to the 1940s colonial 2-story wood frame house. Sandy's car, a bright yellow VW Beetle with flower decals on the fenders, was parked at the curb. Carefully maintained bushes in rows across the front of the house reflected the orderliness inside. Sandy went upstairs to her room. From her window, she could see the symmetrical maple tree that she and Jessica Bowers had loved to climb when they were little. Beneath the tree was a gabled, Victorian-style playhouse built by Sandy's father. The playhouse was still in good shape. Sandy kept it free of cobwebs, and every few years she and her father applied a fresh coat of pink paint. Her mother told her friends the playhouse was waiting for grandchildren. Sandy regretted that her mother's wish was about to come true much sooner than she'd expected. Sandy slipped on her favorite pair of jeans and sucked in her stomach to button them. The jeans had been snug the previous week. Now they were downright uncomfortable. Sandy took off the jeans and put on a pair of baggy gray sweatpants with Rutland High School printed in large red letters down the sides of the legs. She heard the front door slam as her little brothers, Jack and Ben, came bounding into the house. The boys, ages 10 and 13, shared a large, airy bedroom across the hall from Sandy's room. She stepped into the hallway as they raced up the wooden stairs. Ben slowed down and crouched low as he approached her. Hey, let me show you the move I learned in wrestling today. I flipped Andy onto his back like a turtle. Not now, Sandy held up her hands. I'm not feeling well. Ben stood up. With his brown hair, dark eyes, and broad shoulders, everyone said he looked like his father. Jack was still a skinny towhead. Sandy could hear Jack banging around in the boys' bedroom. Is that why you went to the doctor? Ben asked. Yeah. Did he give you any medicine? Vitamins. You already take vitamins. But you don't, Sandy replied. Ben flexed his right bicep, which seemed to have doubled in size the past year. Can you imagine how huge my muscles would be if I did? Yeah, but who beat you in arm wrestling last week? As soon as you feel better, I want a do-over. Sandy left Ben and walked downstairs to the kitchen. Her mother was on the phone. She looked up as Sandy entered. I'll call you back later, she said, returning the receiver to its cradle. Who was that? Sandy asked. Linda. Julie Lincoln's older sister Linda lived in Atlanta. Sandy glanced over her shoulder. Her brothers weren't in sight. Were you telling her about, Yes. Why? Sandy's mother sat down at the rectangular table where the family ate their meals. Behind the table was a bank of windows. Sandy could see the maple tree, the playhouse, more flower beds, and the expanse of green grass carefully maintained by her father. Because I'm confused and need her advice. Sandy wasn't used to her mother admitting weakness. I don't know how to talk to your father about what you